I try to make a good passage. This says, my right hind leg is stepping on the ground, and because the back is soft, I'm riding a back mover. I am a back mover. My hind leg is able to flex the haunches to sink in and to come out again. So this moment of sinking and coming out again makes the movement slower. It creates time for the moving hind leg, and the moving hind leg is slower and higher, and this creates this nice light, as if the horse is flying. Yeah. Okay. So cadence has something to do with the weight-bearing leg. We talk about this later a little more. Yeah. And a criterion is that the moving hind leg is going through on a round circle line. This is passage. So now you have horses with the back down and the hind leg up. You can see on this picture the horse is not flexing the haunches. Why is it looking good? Why do the judges think this is passage? The hind leg is going on the ground, but the back is braced. The fascia transports this. The hamstrings are braced, so the horse cannot sink. The hind leg is stiff. Where comes this so what cadence from? What happens to the moving hind leg? It's going off the ground and it stops in the air. Yeah? The back is braced, so the hind leg cannot swing through. Stops, holds for a second, and steps down. This is a so-called tense step. This horse never in its life did one-step passage, never ever. And there are other famous horses who never did. But this is a so-called leg mover with the back down, a disbalanced horse, and they destroy their legs. Oscar Maria Stensbeck said, don't do it too often, you destroy your horse. These guys knew this 70 years ago. Maybe nowadays it's not a problem for us because we have enough horses. If he's broken, take a new one. If we accept this, then we can do what we want. But there is also an animal health meaning, and there is a welfare meaning. There is an ethical thing. There is a cultural thing. In my opinion, dressage has something to do with culture and not with sport. It's more culture than sport, in my opinion. It should be parallel. Yeah? Back down, hindquarters high, lumbosacral, iliosacral, hip, knee, hock stiff. If you have the back down that deep, you get the front leg up. I think you know how to make it. A Rolco horse is not, you cannot collect him. You can make him a funny monkey, doing some funny steps on the spot, but this has nothing to do with collection. And the flexion of haunches in the sense of riding instruction is not suspension phase, but we are talking about the weight-bearing phase. So not the horse with this movement is flexing the haunches, it is something else. I try to show you. So let's bring it together. The extensors have two jobs. First, they move, active. Second, they carry, passively. The extensors carry. Flexion of haunches is when a horse, we explained this already with cadence, yeah? When a horse steps on the ground and is willing to flex, to sink in the major joints of the hindquarters, and then to come out with more energy, more brilliance, more aesthetic. This makes collection nice. Or if you want to go forward in a very fast tilt or maybe in an extended trot, you also have flexion of haunches. The horses explode out of the hind leg. You get a very nice forward, upwards movement. Positive tension in the back. Of course you need, if you want expression, positive tension. Yeah? Suppleness does not mean like this. Yeah? You have different situations. I always explain if I talk about this positive tension. My son Fabian, 21, is in the disco, he's dancing. He is looking like a monkey, whatever. So, very loose and supple, arms hanging, no negative tension. but not very expressive, like this. Yeah? So if you look at a ballroom dancer, a professional one, he has positive tension, a good position. He can throw the lady wherever he wants to. We should learn this. And he can do much more things than Fabian, and it looks much better. But listen, this guy is not allowed to be stiff. He has positive tension, but he has no stiffness. If he had stiffness and this lady would come down from the roof and had to catch her, he had a race back, whatever. He has to be soft, but positive tense. Yeah? And you can compare this very good. If you are a guy who wants to hack out with his Haflinger or his Icelandic horse or his warm blood horse or his squatter horse, it's enough to have a supple horse. Only a little amount of positive tension. A deep neck, a longer neck, a soft chewing mouth, the back is sort of balanced, everything is fine. If you want to win the world games with an Icelandic horse, you need positive tension, of course. Otherwise you cannot show the nice movements. But positive tension and not bracement.